What?
Okay. What's your details?
I'm not telling you my details. You're either going to arrest me or you're going to let me go. That's it. That's the only options you've got.
Case,
What's your surname, mate?
I'd rather not give me surname. What's your collar number? Are you recording?
Am I recording? Yes, I am recording.
Why didn't you tell me?
Okay.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because I've only just started recording.
You put it on in the car, didn't you?
Okay, I've only just started recording.
Right, well, you need to tell.
We're going to detain you for the purpose of a search. Okay.
You never told me. You never told me why you were.
Cameras on me.
Okay.
Yeah, we're supposed to tell people.
Alright, I'm not comfortable with you being on police premises whilst.
I don't care less whether you're comfortable or not.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
This is a tyrant here, people.
Okay. What's your
She's
name,
going to
sir?
search us. It's none of your business.
It is my business.
No, it's
You're
not.
on police
Trust me-
premises.
trust me, it's not
taking
none of your
photographs
business.
and videos.
Trust me, it's none of your business.
Watch out, buddy.
Really isn't any of your business. It's a public place. I can take pictures. Come on then, off you go.
Detained under
43.
section 43.
Yeah.
Search under the Terrorism Act. So on piece.
The first officer walks up and immediately accuses the auditor of breaking the law, insisting the drone is still flying. Staying calm, the auditor explains that the drone has already landed. The officer, clearly mistaken, points at the controller screen, confusing recorded footage for a live feed. The auditor corrects him, saying, "That's playback, not live." Instead of stopping to rethink the situation, the officer doubles down and sticks to his claim. Despite having no real evidence, he continues to insist the drone is in the air. Then things escalate further. A second officer steps in and says they're contacting authorities to request a temporary flight restriction. But here's the key point. If they're only now trying to put a restriction in place, it proves there wasn't one during the flight. That means the auditor didn't break any law. What's happening here isn't enforcement. It's making up rules after the fact and using them to go after someone who was following the law the entire time.
Can I get a copy of that?
Put your arm down. No, don't
I'll put
put
that there. I'm putting it there. Excuse me, I'm entitled to film, okay?
You're not. I'm asking you
If I want to film your personal cars, I can. There's no law against it.
asking you to leave.
And I wouldn't have done. Don't touch me, I'm on public. Get
It
lost.
doesn't matter that you're on public.
Say
okay?
hello
Keep walking away.
No, I can be here if I want to be. All right, you're going to get yourself in deep trouble, lass.
Okay.
If you touch me, deep
Why?
trouble because
Why?
I'm not doing anything wrong. You've searched me. You're satisfied.
We've told you
I'm
to
stood
stop
here.
filming our vehicles
I'm allowed to. You're
and
not
our
allowed to do
personal
that.
cars,
You're not allowed to do that.
So please leave.
You're not allowed to do that.
Why,
No, I
why
won't.
are you here then?
Because I feel like it. Catching tyrants like you and him. I will stand here and I will get every single personal car now, whereas I wouldn't have before.
Would you? Okay.
Excuse me. Right, this is the start. Deep trouble. Deep trouble. Deep.
Trying to justify the arrest, the officer points to Article 256 of the Air Navigation Order, a rule meant for drones being flown in a reckless or dangerous way. But that's where the argument falls apart. This law only applies when there's a real risk to people or property, and in this case, there wasn't any. The auditor was flying a DJI Mini, a sub-250G drone, and doing so responsibly within legal limits, nowhere near emergency services or restricted airspace. Instead of asking simple questions or even confirming whether the drone was still in the air, the officers jumped straight to escalation. At one point, a female officer even grabbed the controller out of his hands. That move alone was risky. If the drone had actually been flying, it could have caused it to crash. The irony is clear. The only real danger in that situation didn't come from the drone, but from the officers' actions themselves.
Won't open the door now because they just assaulted me outside the police station and took my phone off me. Because I was filming the cars. Well, love, this is what it gets you. Make a note of every single one of them. And that's that stupid cow that works there. But not for much longer. Well done, Ben. You were absolutely right. That was pretty much one of the most shocking ones I've ever come across. Actually assaulted on the public land and had my phone stolen off me. And they've just got themselves in a whole heap of trouble. And yes, I will be pursuing this one, make no mistake about it. A lot of the ones where I get a bit of aggro off them, I tend not to do anything. It takes something special. And this is
Under UK law, an arrest must be based on reasonable grounds that an actual offence has been committed, not on a hunch or a vague desire to investigate further. The auditor responds exactly as expected, calmly stating that he hasn't broken any laws and that he holds the proper authorisation. But that didn't seem to matter. The officers never asked what type of drone he was using. They didn't check whether a license was even required, and they made no effort to confirm if any law had been broken before moving straight to an arrest. This wasn't proper law enforcement, it was guesswork. A misuse of police powers driven by assumptions rather than evidence. They skipped even the most basic checks before escalating the situation, and that failure says everything.
What is?
This is here, come on.
Oh, I didn't know. The gate was open.
Well, follow me then.
Well, I've recorded what I needed anyway, so no problem.
Come on then.
I am doing.
Alright.
You're very impatient.
This is private property and you're recording. These are private vehicles.
They are private vehicles, and I am coming. I walked slower than you.
Faster than that a minute ago.
I know, but my legs are aching now.
Come on.
My legs are aching, just give me a minute. Have a bit of compassion for people who's got bad legs.
Come on. You've slowed right down now. Come on.
You sound like you're talking to a dog, you know. Come on, come on.
Trespassing. Can I ask you what you're doing, sir?
You can ask me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you right there. What are you doing? Yes, please. Can I ask you what your name is?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, you're currently trespassing on police property. Can I ask you what your name is?
You can ask me, yeah, I'm not telling
Okay, so
you.
what's your name?
I'm not telling you.
What's your name and your date of birth?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, why not?
This moment highlights a subtle but common tactic officers use to apply pressure without seeming openly confrontational. The female officer casually asks for the auditor's name. When he declines, correctly stating that he's not legally required to provide it unless he's committed an offence, she quickly responds, "I was only asking." But that response isn't as harmless as it sounds. It feels calculated. It creates the impression that the auditor is being uncooperative simply for asserting his rights, while the officer maintains a polite front. In reality, when a uniformed officer asks for your name during a tense encounter like this, it's rarely just casual conversation. It carries an implied level of authority and expectation, whether it's openly acknowledged or not.
Can you explain to me why you're trespassing on police property?
Well, the gate was open, I didn't see any signs, and it looked like it was public.
So,
If it's not public, then I'll leave.
excuse me, what?
If it's not public, then I will leave.
It's
Okay.
not public, fella. There's plenty of signs on the gate that says police
The
property.
gate was open, I didn't see the sign. So, anyway, like I say, I mean, if it's not public, then I'll leave.
I'm asking you for your details.
I know you're
You're
asking
currently
me.
on the property that belongs to police.
I
It
know.
shouldn't be. There's
Yeah.
no access to public here. Can I
Well,
ask
the gate
you?
was open.
Okay, can I ask you why you're here?
You can ask, yeah. My clients told me not to say anything.
Okay, who's your client?
None of your business.
Okay, so I'm again going to ask you, why are you filming in police property and police personnel and also police vehicles whilst you're here?
And I've answered that already.
Okay, I'm asking you why.
And I've answered that. My client said I'm not to tell anybody.
Okay, just detain this male here for me one second.
No, you're not detaining me.
Yes, you are.
No,
You
That's
are.
exactly
You
where
are.
you
What are you
are.
detaining me
Until I can
for?
ascertain why you're on police
We need to
property
know what
and
you
what your
want, then.
details are, you'll stay
Well,
exactly
you need
where
to
you
tell
are.
me why you're detaining me. Why are you detaining me? What section?
You're on police property,
What
fella.
section?
You
You can't-
shouldn't be here.
I've
You'll
got
stay
to.
exactly where you are?
No, I won't.
Okay,
I won't.
what's your details?
I'm not telling you my
Okay.
details. You're either going to arrest me or you're going to let me go. That's it.
When the officer finally searches the auditor's bag and finds the drone inside, it confirms exactly what the auditor had been saying from the start: the drone was never in the air. This becomes a turning point in the situation, undermining the entire basis for the arrest. The accusation was built on the claim that the auditor was actively flying a drone unlawfully. But with the drone clearly grounded and safely stored, that claim falls apart. The evidence shows there was no flight, no immediate danger, and no violation occurring at the time. Despite this, the officer continues as if nothing has changed. In reality, everything has changed. The original justification for the arrest no longer stands. What this reveals is not enforcement based on confirmed facts, but action taken on an assumption that is no longer supported by the evidence.